Are you?
I'm always ready. Welcome back
to Down With Us.
Season 2.
Episode 2.
All right, what's up? What are we talking about today?
We're talking about school.
We are.
Right?
Yes, today is September 2nd.
We legit didn't talk about this beforehand, so.
No, we didn't. We were just like, we should vlog. Let's wing it. Today's September 2nd, so it's Wednesday, and Jaxson started school 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Grade 1 this year.
It's crazy.
And Coco's starting kindergarten.
Preschool
next year.
Next week. So we're going to be empty nesters completely 2 days of the week.
2 mornings.
Two mornings. But Nico sleeps all afternoon, so it doesn't count. So I'm not sure what we're going to do with all of our spare time. I mean, I'm working.
I'm going to nap.
I'm working from home.
Do housework.
I worked really hard today.
No, she didn't.
All right, so what do we want to talk about school with? So let's maybe start with like Jaxson starting grade 1, because I think we had originally talked about, we weren't sure what grade we were going to put him in.
Yeah, so like when like school shut down, our automatic reaction was, we'll just repeat kindergarten this year. Like we just figured like that would probably be in his best interest, since he missed out on like 4 months of kindergarten, that we would just repeat it. And our whole school team was like, no, he's going to grade 1. He's going to grade 1. And what did we think about that?
Yeah, we were kind of like,
No.
I mean, kindergarten, especially the first half of kindergarten, was a crap show anyways. So
yeah, they had a really big class, lots of kids with different needs, and it was a lot.
It was a lot. So we kind of felt like he hadn't gotten much out of that. And then they actually ended up splitting the class in half at Christmas. So he'd only had 2 months of like this new class size. And out of those 2 months, we spent 2.5 weeks in Florida. So we really kind of just gotten into this like new kindergarten where we thought he'd thrive, and then COVID happened. So we kind of wanted him to experience that. But not only did his team at school say, no, he's ready for grade 1, his psychologist did as well.
Yeah, we've been working with a pediatric psychologist for the last year, and she's just phenomenal. So we kind of wanted like an outsider's opinion, like, not a teacher, not like just someone removed from school who has seen him in the school setting.
Yes,
she's gone to school and done assessments at school just to make recommendations on like, what things work best for him. So she also strongly felt that he was ready for grade 1. A couple big reasons that actually really stood out to us was, one, his age. So he would be repeating kindergarten 6, turning 7. He's already a big kid and he's handsy. So it was her feeling that a lot of the kids who don't know him would actually be scared of him because he's a big guy and he's handsy. He's pushy, he's shovey.
He's huggy.
He's huggy, but like rough hugs, right? Like
headlock hugs.
Yes. So she felt like he might have a more difficult time making friends and those connections because of that. And that was something we never thought about. But the big one is she felt that he would really thrive in the structure of grade 1, because kindergarten's still like a lot of play centers. There's a lot going on. It's super busy. All the kids are kind of it's just a shit show, right? It's kindergarten. Whereas grade 1, they transition to more like sitting at desks, and it's just a calmer environment. So she felt that he would really thrive in that structure and not having all that stimulus, like all that stimulus going on, because that really does affect him.
Yeah.
And that really made sense to us. I was like, oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Jaxson started grade 1. We're 3 days down. They've been phenomenal. We were so fortunate he got to keep his aide from kindergarten. She chose to leave kindergarten for the first time in years, and actually follow Jaxson to grade 1 to stay with him. And she's fluent in ASL. So for us, she's one of the only people who actually can truly communicate with Jaxson and speak his language.
And there's not even words to describe how phenomenal of a human being she is. Like, I could cry just with gratitude. Mm-hmm. The fact that she moved on with him, she is, and they just have a really good relationship, really good bond.
They legitimately just love the shit out of each other.
Yeah, like he talks about her 24/7. Mm-hmm. So we're so thankful she moved on with him. Yeah. So that was a huge relief for us.
So Jackson's run home. So the our COVID procedures. So, you know, kids have doors they have to go in. Parents aren't allowed to go in with them. There's, you know, kind of drop off, pick up procedures. So we're lucky we get to park at the kind of front of the school, and Jackson's aide just comes out and meets us every morning, and she brings him out to us at the end of the day, which is fantastic.
So he like legit this morning I dropped him off. He ran, beelined it into her arms.
Yeah.
Big hugs.
And just like waves, like bye.
Like, you're forgetting. We need kisses. You need your backpack. Like,
bye.
Like there's things you
bye.
need.
Yeah.
He tried to run in today without kissing me. I'm like, no. And then when I picked him up to, like, all 3 days, they both come out just beaming. Like, we had the best day
Arms
ever.
around each other, hugs. Yeah, it's the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Stayed dry all day, every day, which in kindergarten seemed to be a struggle, which was odd because he's potty trained. But I think it
was a big struggle in kindergarten.
Yeah.
I think it was just a lot going on. A lot of his accidents were behavioral.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's been dry for 3 days straight, which is actually huge because kindergarten was not great. Like there were some days he'd be on his third outfit. Yeah. Like it was very unlike him, very uncharacteristic. And yeah, like his aide is just like they're having the best days, and she cannot believe how much he has grown in the 6 months. Like not physically yes, but like just she's like he's a different kid.
Yeah.
And it's cool for her to say that. She's just super pumped with how amazing he's doing already.
Yeah. So that's our school. Jackson's been good, and then Coco starts next week.
That'll be fun.
It will be.
He's gonna love it. He's not even gonna care that we've dropped him off somewhere.
Oh no, he won't even like acknowledge our lack of presence. It'll just be.
But I'm excited for him to be with like kids his size and his age, and he's
never really had a ton of like exposure to kids his age.
Yeah.
Right. And it sounds like we chose to put him into a preschool, and it really sounds like they have a fair amount of structure.
Yeah.
And like, I won't say rules, but like some pretty formal things that they have to do every day. So I'm intrigued to see how Coco handles that, because right now if you tell him no, he yells at you. He yells at you.
It's like, meh. Yeah.
It's like a bark. It's a bark yell or a dinosaur roar.
But the cool thing is they have 2 other students with Down syndrome at his preschool. And
we know both of them.
Yeah, we know both of them. They're a little bit older than him, like a year or 2 year and a half older than him. So that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, it was one of the reasons we picked that school, was just because we knew how inclusive they were. We'd heard good things about some other people in our community that, you know, had their kids there. And it just seemed, I think the lady who runs it loves people with Down syndrome. Mm-hmm. So it just seemed like it would be a really good fit to have someone who would just truly like embrace all the uniqueness that comes with Nico.
Mm-hmm. He's our unico. Yeah, so that's school. So yeah, we're fortunate in our city right now. I think we have 1 active case or 2 out of like 65,000 people. And I mean, our numbers in Canada are like non-existent compared to the States anyways. So we're really lucky that we're going back to school in person. Mm-hmm. That being said, it can change quickly.
Our province probably has some of the least formalized and structured return to school plans compared to some of the other provinces when it comes to like distancing and masks and virtual learning options. So it'll be really interesting to see what the next month looks like, especially as we kind of gear into cold and flu season.
But I mean, I think like we're pretty comfortable right now. We've a lot of like the initial unknowns about COVID and all that kind of. We're just kind of getting more comfortable, and you know we have to make our own like risk versus benefit for ourselves. So we chose that school's going to be beneficial. Jaxson needs that in class, peer to peer.
Virtual is not an option.
Yeah, virtual is just not gonna.
There's no virtual options for. We'd have to homeschool. Like
it's just not happening.
It's just
no.
Like neither one of us are teachers and we both work, so it's just not an option for us.
But we're fortunate where we are, and I mean it can change quickly, but for right now he's going to school, and Neeks is starting school, which is super. I'm so excited for Nico.
He really needs it. It'll be really good for him, and he's getting some, like he'll be able to get some services in school as well that he hasn't had access to yet, like speech and PT and OT and I mean, the big one for him, I think, will be speech.
He doesn't need PT. He doesn't need a second of PT.
He can jump. He can frog jump.
It's insane.
Jaxson can't frog jump. I can't frog jump.
I like watching Jaxson trying to mimic Nico, who is like leaps and bounds ahead of Jaxson physically.
Like,
it's so
tonight,
funny.
Nico,
but it's cool to see like this big 6-year-old big brother trying the things that Nico has mastered already. Yeah. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. We were laying on the bed. We always let the boys play around our bedroom before bed, and Nico was playing, and he kept trying to come around my side of the bed and like go into my bin of things. I have like coins in there, like nothing a kid should be in. So I was putting my leg out across to the wall. So height of the bed, it's pretty high. It comes up to his armpits. And the kid lifts his leg up, straddles my leg, and just rolls himself over me, like gets on his feet, and off he goes. And I'm like, what just happened?
I know, I'm shocked he's not crawling out of his crib.
Like, he's shocked.
Because he could.
He
totally could.
He could, no questions asked, he can put his foot up on his railing
and over the last couple
weeks,
over. There's been a couple like thuds out of his room, and me and Alex have like ran upstairs because it's like, oh shit, he figured out the crib.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're already starting to think ahead.
I truly believe he'll catch himself though.
Oh, 100%. I think he would like lower himself down nice and
use those muscles.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're already starting to think, the next step after crib. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's our school.
That's it. That's school. I think maybe the next time we do this, maybe we should do like a Q&A send in.
We can, yeah.
We can also talk about coffee at some point.
We can talk about coffee. We'll give you an update on Nikki in preschool.
Yes, that will be a big one.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Thanks for learning. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.